Right, so today we have an update on a situation that we spoke about just over a week ago at this point, and in hindsight, it's a pretty big situation. I didn't realise how viral it actually went. Like, just to put this in perspective, the main person we're talking about here, hanzcakess, who's got 300,000 followers on TikTok, has been posting like various different videos on this situation. The original video, the first video that was uploaded, is currently on 34 million views. And then on top of that, every video she's uploaded since then is on millions of views. Like these little update videos, like 4 million, 2.5 million, 3 million, like it's going pretty big, it's fair to say. And yeah, even though the first time we spoke about this was over a week ago at this point, the most recent video that was uploaded in the last couple of days is on 6 million views, so people are still definitely interested about it. Now, in case you didn't see my last video or you haven't seen the situation at all, I'll try to give you a very fast recap, but obviously I did a full video on it, so if you do want to get more details, I'd recommend going and watch that. But this TikToker, hanzcakess, or Hannah, actually uploaded a video talking about her Instacart experience. Instacart being an app that I think is just in America, it might be in other countries, we definitely don't have it here, but it's basically a fast delivery service to the best of my knowledge where you will pick a store, you'll decide what you want from that store, and then the Instacart drivers, who are like independent contractors for the app, like they're not exactly employees to the best of my knowledge. Again, I could be wrong, but an Instacart driver will receive that order, go to the store, make the purchases for you, and then deliver it to your house. Or at least that's how it's supposed to go. Now, the fact that this situation became so big, you can probably imagine it didn't really go that smoothly, because what actually happened was Hannah didn't receive her order. Now, the orders were actually for her child. They were away on vacation, and the main thing that she wanted was this pack and play for her kid. That didn't arrive. None of the items arrived. Apparently, they then got delivered to like the wrong house. They went to go and check the house, there was nothing there, and people kind of started making assumptions that the Instacart driver must have stole the products. And then there was this big back and forth going on between Hannah and the Instacart driver, who was called Mikayla. She was also making videos saying, look, this was the house that I actually left the products at, except the picture she took of the house was just from her car. It wasn't from where she left the products, and you can't see the products anywhere. They're not in front of the door or anything like that. And yeah, it was kind of left with a lot of questions unanswered. People didn't really know what happened here. Obviously, people were making their assumptions. A lot of people thinking that the Instacart driver did just deliver it to the wrong house. A lot of people thinking that the Instacart driver stole the items. There was a lot of like different theories that were going around. Well, for today's video, a lot of questions are going to be answered because we have quite a few updates to talk about. Now, this first update that we're talking about is a video that Hannah uploaded where she was answering a bunch of questions, because a couple of videos prior to this, she uploaded this video right here where Shipped, which is a different app or service that is similar to Instacart to best of my knowledge, they actually did reach out and send her a bunch of free products. So she made this video kind of thanking Shipped, but in the caption of this video it says, Shipped, you and the camera footage are the true heroes here. So clearly she's referenced some camera footage that we aren't aware of at this point that might prove what actually happened here. And because a bunch of people are asking questions about this camera footage, Hannah provided an update.
I know that you guys are like really dug into this story, but this will be the honest last update because the case is closed. We do know that she has stolen the items. People Magazine reached out to me and got a quote, and I think they reached out to her and got a quote. I'm not sure what she's saying, because like I said in previous videos, I did have to block her because she was just like not making sense. Okay,
so first things first, the most important thing there was that she said, the case is closed. We know that she stole the items. Now that's obviously very different to what was being said before. Hannah was pretty open in the fact that she might not have stole the items. The delivery might have went wrong in the sense that she went to the wrong house or whatever else. But then I guess as soon as she started getting more evidence, she probably went away from that. And now she's saying case closed. It definitely happened. And one of the reasons why she's came to this conclusion is because a lot of people in this neighborhood know each other, so they've reached out to the owners of this house, the one that apparently had the products left there, right? The wrong house. And apparently they have said no one stopped by, no one dropped off parcels, and the camera footage proves this.
So we found the owners of the house. My family is owners in this neighborhood, so we know everybody in the neighborhood. And we reached out to them and asked them, we kind of explained the situation. We said that we had missing items, which they had already known I had missing items because I had posted in the neighborhood group, and then we were driving all around the neighborhood that night because we had to get a pack and play for my daughter to sleep in. She needed a safe place. They looked over their camera footage, which we go back. When I go and knock on the door, you see that I say, oh, there's cameras up there, we can just ask them. So they went over the camera footage, and it's, you know, like motion activated cameras, because otherwise you can't have, some people do cameras running all the time, like, you know, the high security places, but you run out of DVR space. So they did that, and the only motion that they ever picked up on their porch and in their driveway was me coming to look for my stuff.
Okay, so as much as it's not 100% concrete proof, because as I said right there, these are motion cameras, like the Ring cameras tend to be motion cameras, there is obviously the possibility that they didn't pick up the motion from Mikayla, and for some reason they didn't have the footage from that. It is pretty unlikely because the ring cameras usually are pretty good at picking stuff up like that, especially if someone comes to the front door and is knocking at the front door. The ring cameras or these type of cameras will usually pick up on that. But with that being said, if we're going to be 100% fair here, there is obviously the possibility that it didn't pick up on it. You can decide how likely you think that is. Now, as this video carries on, Hannah actually goes on to say that this is apparently like a known scammer in the area that a lot of people have had to deal with.
I couldn't contact her, and Instacart told me they couldn't contact her. So I just needed help finding her. I had no idea I was about to expose this scammer that the whole city has been dealing with for the last God knows how many years.
Now, to be fair, if you look at the comments on her previous videos talking about this, there are a lot of people out there saying like, oh, we're from the area, we've had a similar experience with the same person. Like, I don't know how real them comments are. I don't know if Hannah has heard more like behind the scenes. I'm assuming she has probably received a lot of messages about this from people in the area. Like I say, it has become such a well-known situation at this point. But as far as that's concerned, to the best of my knowledge, I don't know if there is any proof out there that this has happened before. This is obviously just what people are saying. And now to end this update video, Hannah goes on to say that Mikayla actually got suspended by Instacart.
I've been in touch with the platform and they did suspend her from being able to work for them, but I have heard that she might be working for Ships. I don't know if that's just a rumor, but I'm in contact with them constantly, so I can just let them know that stuff if they don't already know.
And that's where that update video ends, but Hannah has uploaded a couple more videos that we're going to talk about, giving updates on the situation, like this one in particular, where she's kind of answering a bunch of like questions about her, like criticism towards her. Like there were some people saying that Hannah actually doxed Mikayla, and I believe this was because in Mikayla's video, she did state that Hannah doxed her. We mentioned that in the last video. It didn't seem like Hannah ever did dox her. She just kind of showed her Instacart profile, which was just her name. And that's not to say that Mikayla wasn't doxed in general. I just don't think it was from Hannah, from everything that we've seen. Unfortunately, there are some people out there that will do stuff like that in situations like this, which again is completely out of order. I mentioned it in so many videos. Like the vast majority of people know this, but apparently there's some people that don't.
So my original video, this was the only information I gave. I gave her a profile picture, and then I said Gulf Shores, Alabama, and her first name. That was the information. The premise of the video was help me find her so that she can tell me where she put my stuff, or help me find her so that we can team up and ask Instacart what's going on.
Yeah, I mean, as Hannah just said right there, that's the only bit of information that she showed of Mikayla's, and that is definitely the only bit of information I've seen Hannah show in these videos, and I've seen nothing that says otherwise, so I'm pretty sure that's true. Hannah then goes on to answer like criticism that she was received, that people were calling her like a grifter because she was asking for money to be donated, and then she goes on to show that any money that was donated was actually just donated again. She matched the donation and like kind of redonated it, I guess.
Okay, second, people are calling me a grifter because I posted my Venmo in the caption. So I posted this on Instagram. I guess you guys missed it. This is all I was sent. $35, okay? All those eyes, I think it's at like 30 million likes. I was only sent $35. And this was my plan the whole time. It's not showing the full thing, but I matched it and I donated it to the Children, Save the Children Fund. So let's put that at rest.
And now it's at this point in the video where she goes on to talk about Mikayla and a conversation that she's had with Mikayla, where she does actually say that Mikayla's very apologetic for what has happened, and then goes on to mention that Mikayla's also heavily pregnant and that people should leave her alone.
Mikayla reached out to me early in the morning yesterday from like 3, it was maybe like 1 or 3 to like 8 a.m. She is very apologetic, very, very, very apologetic. She explained herself. She does seem like she has learned from this lesson, and you know, we didn't necessarily get like an admittance or anything, but I don't know that that's really what I'm seeking at this point, because regardless of what happened, she is very apologetic and she is very pregnant. And so hopefully we can just put this at rest. You guys can stop coming for her. Like the things that a lot of people are coming for me for, like I have a platform on here where TikTok will put things in place where those comments get filtered out. So half the time I don't see those comments. She had to delete videos about her sadly passed baby, and people were commenting on those videos saying she deserved it. Y'all, come on.
Yeah, it is absolutely mind-boggling how it could ever get to that point where people can be so annoyed about the situation that they'll stoop to them type of levels. It should never get personal like that. If you want to voice your opinions on something that's happened, like this Instacart situation, and be like, oh, like, this is what I think's happened here, that's one thing. But then to go out and comment on videos where something tragic has happened and make fun of it, I'm guessing is what's happened here, like, yeah, it's disgusting. And again, obviously the vast majority of people who have watched this situation would know that, like, it's just common knowledge. You don't stoop to that level, but unfortunately there's some people that do.
I'm tired of being blamed for being a grifter, a doxer, and you know, all kinds of stuff. And then I'm sure Mikayla just wants to go through the rest of this pregnancy, putting all of this behind her and continue. She told me that she has, you know, found God and all this stuff, and I'm sure she wants to continue on that journey and on that path. So let's close this book. If you don't want, you know, if you want tea, if you want things like that, I suggest following a tea page. A lot of people have been tagging somebody like Tizzy ENT or something like that. Go follow them.
Okay, so she says that the book is closed at this point, right? And she says if you want this type of content in the future, go and check out this other creator who does this type of content. Now, interestingly, this wasn't her last video on the situation. She has uploaded another video since that is on 6 million views in a couple of days. And it's quite simply this screenshot with like music in the background, but it's copyrighted. And it's just from someone saying, hey, it's your shipped shopper from Gulf Shores. Just talk to the security lady at Target. She definitely got the playpen. They turned over the footage to the police department and to Instacart. And Hannah replied saying, you're kidding, I need the footage. But basically from this message, again, it's just a screenshot. We don't know exactly how true it is, right? We don't even know who it's from at this point. But apparently the playpen was purchased, which was kind of like a big part of this situation. Obviously, Hannah did mention that Mikayla is pregnant at the minute, so people are piecing that together and saying, okay, she stole the items because of that, right? Because she's pregnant, she wanted the items for herself. Like I said, there is still some questions unanswered. We still don't know 100% what's happened here because we don't have footage of it, obviously, and we weren't there. But the proof doesn't look great. But yeah, either way, that is the situation up until now. I would love to know your opinions in the comment section down below on everything that we spoke about. And yeah, if you enjoyed, leave a like, subscribe, all that stuff. And until the next one, I'll see you guys in a bit. All right, goodbye.